Hello, I'm John Foxy on the channel Donald West. I'm having a Disco Elysium adventure. Let's go this way. Oh, hang on. A little bit of slowdown. Hoping that goes away. If it doesn't, I'll have to pause. Maybe this is hangover. Yeah, so I'm guessing we're blocked in this direction. Oh, magnesium. We'll see if there's people outside we can talk to first. Oh yes, and we have music back because I accidentally turned it off. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. Grad Factory of Magnets and Miracles U49. The lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. Let's look in the window. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, and insignia. What kind of stickers and insignia? The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honour, strength and purity, more racists, are glued to the various panels. What's about the back seat? Perception sight. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. Conceptualization. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large muscular man. The title reads Man from Helmdall in the Lost City of the Pygmies. Racist national paraphernalia. He grits his teeth. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy? Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drips it all over his machine. I have to agree. So what it is kind of interesting is the connection they've made. Foreign car, kept in good condition. A Sasrajko, one of the finest Zemesk-made motor carriages ever. Pardon, John? Motor carriages. An oldie but a goodie. Who drives these? Not many people outside of Grad. Revachol West 2, it appears. Hey, Kim, check this out. Sasrajko KK2. That's a classic model. The lieutenant replies with a nod. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time. Hold on. Maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time? No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colours of Zigimant the Great, an ancient Zemesk ruler. His banners were famously Zaffa and white, the colours of Stajrajko. What happened last time, Kim? An old case from my precinct. A couple of Zemsk migrants saw the Stajrajko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot. Oh, I mean, they said it was an honour killing, Hussar style. The Zemesk community protested to trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. Shakes his head. 5,000 came to protest. Correction, 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of criminal trial. Yeah, let's not correct him. Who are the Zemesk community? People were paid to protect. We're paid. Lieutenant shakes his head. Let's leave it at that. What did they sentence the killers to? He studies his reflection in the car window. 4 years for murder in reunion. He shrugs. The perps were remorseful. They're sorry he knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system. The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbour are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost. Kim, could the hanged man have been the driver of this car? Try to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body, the lieutenant says with a slight smirk, but my initial guess is the two are unrelated. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job. I don't have an opinion. Ah, no, let me... I think it looks better brown and black. Okay, the Lieutenant takes his glasses off to polish. I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this, but I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way. Well, I've got experience. Let's run back that way, because I didn't realise this map would go off in this direction. It says GRIH. Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. Oh, hang on, it goes up there as well. Ah, this first. Freet. Citation. Freeties. How idiomatic. I should have spoke during this loading screen. I didn't think it'd take so long. It's apparently struggling. Maybe I'll put a pause in here. Oh, it's quite a small place. Look at these flowers. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips too. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Tear machine. Tear machine stands in the corner. It says 1 bottle, 10 cents. What is this machine? The clerk looks up out of the magazine. Oh, that's the tear machine. Yes, but what is it? She knits her brow, confused. It's a machine for tear. Tarre. You know, you find tarre outside, like bottles or whatever, put it in the machine. Then it gives you money. I see. How do I pick up tarre for the tarre machine? You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so... She shrugs awkwardly. Feel free to use it if you find a bag. I'm sure there are some out there, she points outside, somewhere. The knick-knack stand. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath the display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Freet slogan on the back. Interfacing. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over display. Oh, it's a raincoat. Oh, my savoir-faire is not particularly good. What's that? Points to the raincoat. What's that? The girl leans over the counter to see what you're referring to. It's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. She taps on the glass counter. Raincoats. The raincoats patiently await purchase. No, she doesn't say that. That's just writing. Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult. Gives me endurance. I'd kind of like one, but I'm not going to steal it. That's not me. There's a San Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceutics? I don't know what that means. A small, I assume it's something around the same. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm. Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have a Nosafed, Drosamine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. What do I need for the quest? That's on Wednesday. What did that? Okay, yeah, I've got to do that for the inspection. Oh, I've got ammonia. Okay, we should do that. What do these products do? I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Josamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is... She stops. I really don't know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Can you be a little more specific? She chews her bubblegum absent-mindedly. No, sorry, I'm not like a doctor or anything. Okay. I'll take the Nosafed. I've got the money for that. And we were quite low on charges. Who is Saint Baptiste? You know, she nods slowly at the cabinet. The pharmaceuticals... doesn't say pharmaceuticals, does it? Maybe it does. Company? I guess I've never seen that word written down before. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of the Saint Baptiste. She points to the cabinet. That one? There? She's right. Saint Baptiste is a company. The company derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city itself, so named because of what it is. A rare case of what is really the full etymological history, as far as anyone knows, at least. Do you have any ammonia? Yeah, there's like ampoule somewhere. She waves her hand in the air absent-mindedly. A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop walls, inviting you closer. There, in the dark green glass, a world of ruby, all in vain, the great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol. Say nothing, just take it in. The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all. The clerk sees you eyeing the goods behind her. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, she comments, but I guess you already know that. Please tell me more about these products. The pale aged vodka is special, I guess. Stored in pale for a couple of years, which I guess makes it super expensive and super strong. What is pale? You know, she says. She shrugs, uninterested in explaining it further. Don't worry about your pretty little head about it. Let's concentrate on what's important here. Great, what will consuming this stuff do to my body? She stares at you, unsure. I mean, I already said it'd hurt you. I don't know what else they'd do. Drugs give powerful bonuses to your main stats while dealing damage to your health and morale. Cigarettes raise intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use medication, Nosafed and magnesium, to counteract this damage of drugs. Note, consuming drugs can have unforeseen consequences for you. You sell any under-the-counter vices? No, she fixes her hair underneath her cap. Fleet only sells legal drugs like the law says.
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine. What's that magazine she's reading? What's that magazine you're reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colourful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Continue. Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you. I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. Forget about that. All that. What is this Fashion Police feature? Point at the cover.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Who's the numero uno guy in there right now? And does he look like this? The lazy eyes scan up and down your body, assessing the situation.
No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
He looks at before we go, what is this fruit?
I don't know. Frit?
Shrugs. And what is frit?
A 7 to 11 grocery store.
Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
You choose on a gum with disgust. The story goes that the normal Freaked with 2 T's and men's workwear shop in Vedafort was already taken. So when Freaked Retail Incorporated grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid the trademark infringement. Let's continue. I have some questions for you. I really should just search for important people, but I want to...
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Freaked have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags? Warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Freaked does. This is important. She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate and adolescent skepticism. Fine. Freaked doesn't have a warehouse, just a little back room, okay? She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me anything about this dead body? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Did you know the man who died? Not really. Not really? Does it mean you knew him a little? No, I didn't know him at all. How long has it been up there? I don't know. Really long? What do you think happened? I don't know. No need to worry. The lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional. Just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay? Okay. She scratches her nose. Thank you for your help. She brushes a strand of her hair off her face and tries to return to her magazine. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? Reality? You mean what reality? The economic reality, or... She's like a student unexpectedly called upon the teacher. Can she answer the classroom question? Yes. Tell me about the economic reality. Don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. 15 is an excellent time to learn about the economic reality. Yeah. He looks at the clock on the wall. That's why I'm working my ass off in Freaked. I guess that's like economic. What about physical reality then? I don't know. What about it? Where are we? In Freaked. No, I mean, where are we? On a larger scale. As in mankind was a nation, or... What will our essay prompt be? It's in mankind. In a good place. She rubs her face thinking, I mean, science is doing great. This radio computer thing seems kind of big. I don't know. Shrugs and then folds her magazine back. What time is it? I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall. The clock shows the time is 10:09. The hand seems to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work. What is the revolution? When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy. What about the one we had in Revachol? Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, not very good at this. History, I mean. The coalition, what's that? Somebody told me there is one. Our government? What do you mean something else? Sorry, I really don't need to finish this article. She taps the magazine on the counter. I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore. Cool. She seems happy to return to her reading. Let's leave. Right, got some experience. I'll run to the body, I guess. Although it's not going anywhere. He might go somewhere. Speaking of going somewhere, I should put a car. I didn't know. It's too late. Yeah, I didn't realise I could walk past these people. But let's go to the body, because it's like a thing we can do. I know it's in a different place, but we'll run. Endurance legendary. I've got conified non-vomiter. I've waited long enough, and I have ammonia. Endurance legendary success. Oh, very nice. You crack open the ammonia ampule and breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's the smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to bring itself empty. Speaking of that, oh, that puts me in the mood for a cup of tea. Delicious cup of tea, which I shall drink now. Your stomach is, with your eyes squinting, you stand in it. Do they always do that? They do after 7 days, yes. We're deep in decomposition here. Step closer. The Hanged Man. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamelled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Inspect the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates cover them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots, they're armour, possibly a part of a larger set. These aren't just boots, are they? This is armour he was stripped of. Indeed. His notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. Oh! That's... Lieutenant uses the mnemonic technique A6. That's not just any notebook, it's a classic. Forget about the notebook, tell me about the armour. It's clearly some manner of super armour, or future armour. Super future armour. I'm useless. What kind of armour is this exactly? Ceramic plate, zirconium dioxide most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fair weather. He turns the boot slightly. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's a vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. The material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabulary deemed it too costly. In that time we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set, about 4 years' worth of wages. The northwest region of Ravachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank. Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real? Not too much, yes. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill. It's a sorry situation, I agree. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals? He nods, piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armour could yield information. He nods towards Kuno, who's eyeing you suspiciously. This is one thing he might actually know. Maybe he was just wearing the boots and there was no rest of armour. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. He had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get under it. This kind of armour is often worn under fabrics. Yes. Nice, that makes sense. What if they told him to strip before they hung him, to demean him? They usually hang them completely naked for that. La Puta Madre, the Besmerites, and the like. This one still has his underpants. Fucking talking about underpants! Lele Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? It's for us to find out. He checks his notes. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbour company. This confirms my own assumptions. These look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree, the equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. Knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Sounds fragile. It's anything but. The material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. Points to the boots. See? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates till there are 100 of them all together. Like a whirl of floorboards. Whorls. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. What does this remind me of? The trees were made of porcelain. This is what their cross-sections would look like. Run your fingers over the lines. Smooth glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice... The whorls are in the shape of letters and number combinations. E50, 100, 1000. Point to it. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton. Good. Can you read it to me? He tips the drying ballpoint pen. What? He tips the drying ballpoint of his pen on the tongue. Drama. Let's lie. No, let's not. New task. Run the number on the victim's armor. Bloody drama. Let's just... I love the brains. I love that occasionally a part of you just goes, let's just be a dick for no reason. And you're like, no, maybe. We can... we have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us. Pull the boot off. The stench fills your nostrils. As you pull downwards, an ominous creaking sound comes from above. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you, the boot under your arm. Pig's gonna pull his head off! Brutal. Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it? You're gonna pull his head off. Do it, homo. Do what? Pull his head off? There's no point in performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case. Visual calculus, indeed. From this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles. Liquefied. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Are we not detectives? There might be clues inside the boot. How many clues do you need? You already found the number. Besides, he taps on the boot. There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body's been flowing down into the boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. I need the money. Sounds like a plan, except... the anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky. What's going to happen to the boots then? Processing will take care of them. The situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. He looks towards the boots. Should we continue? Back off and look at the corpse. Okay. Yes. Inspect the belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. A yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into the neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under the 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know. This is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo. Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. Apparently this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so. He nods. The local harbour uses 6 rotors and to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand without paying attention to to not incriminating themselves. You sure wanted him to stay up there? The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. I was afraid it would be. He advises to inspect the noose. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands, smoke's getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. Assuming dock workers from the harbour did it. Still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. Makes sense. Believably mundane. 70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. Covers the nose. This belt worries me. How did they even get him up there? Noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point to the one at the side of the tree. The ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch and pulled on the belt to close the buckle. He makes a pulling motion. Occurs to me I'm covering the body. Let's move my... let's... Right, it's fine. I'm a little bit low. Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. Inspect the tattoos. The intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulders to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. Is this a map of the night sky? Map of the stars? Turns around to breathe before inspecting it closer. I do see some similarity to the astronomical charts. Great Century Messenian, maybe? But this seems more particular. Customized somehow. As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through a personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates as you feel as if you are only half right. I'm missing something here. So am I. Sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it apart. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera. Let's let the lieutenant work. Shit, Kuno, what the fuck's that? An instant colour camera. He produces two metal capped ampules, clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence. Oh yeah, he answered the kid. I only have two ampules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. Once the camera at the corpse peering into it, the lens needs adjusting, then... Small, shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampule of glass. You see streams of colour pour into a thick, glossy piece of paper rolling out. On it, a colour-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest, in case we need it. The lieutenant says, and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. Cool machine. Yes, he slides the camera closed, tucks it away on his belt. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Continue. There's only one ampule left. Use it wisely. What do we need this photo for? Contains insight into the victim's person. By his build, I'd say he was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell. Sure, just don't lose it. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. The glassy-eyed corpse looks by his mouth mute and his skin as colourful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms. Look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows from his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Oh yeah, I spoke in my dream. Tell me who you are, dead man. Who are you, dead man? I'm gone. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where is that? In the past. Way out in the west. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. Oh, now, but what were you when you were alive? A killer. A motherfucker and a killer. I have another question for you. Go ahead, Kerbo. What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your... Black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips. Imagination. Go ahead. Asks me more questions. You fucking love questions. Why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoni. Look at them all go. You want more questions? Give me a comical amount of questions. Coming right up, Copperoni Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no, you're no Rooney. Rooney is obviously not who I am. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately. You might be onto something. Yeah, there. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Who killed you? Love did me in, brother Copper. It was love all along. And you ask me a question? Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? What? Looking into my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder? Maybe this will lead to something. Something indescribable. Unforeseen? Miraculous? Ah! Clown lips on the corpse appears to smile. The face rotates for you slowly. Shivers. Success. Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from northwest. And it's almost here. You can feel it in the air in your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over. I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? A child born with Moeller's disease. Harlequinism. Grown up miraculously. A baby affected by Harlequinism. Sure wriggled out of that one, Copperoni. Coppolini. Enough! You can come back and look into this face anytime you want. Humour yourself with my Harlequin features. Ask me your little questions. Freshen your memory. Create associations. Remind yourself of your mortality. Copperlopo. How do we get him down? Stops to think and then checks his notes. Are you sure we finished preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of the things if once he's down. Step back and have another look first. The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. It's also covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue. Squint and take a step back. As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood is settled the first hours of post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration? Observe. Only the lower extremities are pink with the dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs and his neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. His face and hands are pink. His eyes too. See it? He adjusts his glasses. His neck too. The lividity goes straight up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here. Relax your eyes. The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of colour, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh onto his boot. So, what do you think? I think he was up right after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discoloured. Agreed. Points to the belt, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hippostatus supports a hanging. Could it be that he was moved after death? There's always a chance. We should check for ligaments and marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. Something is coming out of him. Cover your nose. A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop. The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death. The fuck he's saying? I forgot what words I used for that. Fascists talking about shit. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death. Maybe he doesn't really dwell on it for too long. He's beaten up. See the bruises. I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport. Continue. Stop talking in riddles, coin slot. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. The girl yells. Fucked him up brutal-like. I think he's dead. I agree. There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently. His personality is no longer a part of the world. Just a part of me who's like, no he isn't. Totally dead. The world no longer stores his personality in its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. He nods in agreement with this advanced piece of conceptualization. Having mulled it over, the lieutenant says, that sounds about right, yes. Back off and catch your breath. Something I need to know, corpse man. Enough. Okay, the prelim examination is done. Let's get him down. The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I bought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle to approach the belt. He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material. Maybe we could ask for help from the harbour. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appears to be suspects in this case. Seems like a dangerous route to go down. I would really prefer it if there was another way. These people might have an agenda. Yeah, let's wait to reconsider. What are the other options? We could saw the branch. Climb up there and saw the branch. Yeah, it seems dangerous. There's to be a less risky way. Less tree falling down of trees. Maybe we could shoot him down? Yeah! The enthusiasm is unrestrained. Bang, bang, time, pigs! Shoot his head off! Lieutenant remains unaffected. How? That's where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim. Point to it. There, the buckle holds the belt together. Where? Corrects his glasses. Ah yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt. Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain Kuno with some shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit. They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno. Lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea. Say nothing. Let him choose. Silence. With his elbows sharp, and the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops the paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in its place. That's it. Casual A990 Armistice mass-produced muzzle loader. Aesthetic, frugal, one of the common firearms in the world. He then takes a step back and assumes the follow test position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches, his finger on the trigger. Easy does it, partner. He's gonna fucking... The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant takes a step back and says to himself, "God damn it. Fucking idiot! Malaculpa asshole! Kuno could have fucking hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is it?" It's okay, man. Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the binoclad. The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand. Try again, maybe? No, we're lucky as it is. We didn't break anything. The victim remains uncompromised. He looks around at the windows overlooking the yard. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals who have eyes on us. It didn't do us any favours with that. What now? I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely to get him down without assistance. Can't someone else do it? Someone else? He pauses. You mean like the police? What was that about processing? Then weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help? Can't the boys from processing take care of this? No. Why? Think of the boys from the processing as murderers. Only instead of people they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you the others won't come to help us. We have a growing sanity concern here. We need to get him down fast. That's it. We have to ask for help from the harbour. Okay, he looks at the cargo belt. They do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there, they can get him down too. Besides, okay, let's do it the lousy, dangerous way. But won't it be dangerous? To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body, be indebted to the Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't. Suck my dick, bitches! Okay, I know we're over time, but we're still in the conversation. Who's Everard Clare? The leader of the Union, a dangerous and corrupt man from what I hear. You don't want to owe him much. Yeah, you don't go being someone else's bitches, you're Kuno's bitches. How do we get inside the harbour? From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. He looks around. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though. To the gates, let's negotiate. Let's go do it then. Right, I've been John Foxy on channel John in the West. I've been having... Oh, we've got this photograph. I've been having a disco Elysium adventure.